Hello everyone, this is Logadarni. I'm connecting with you all after a long time on YouTube. So, இன்னைக்கு வீடியோல நம்ம கிருத்திகா குமரன் ஒரு விமன் தமிழ் entrepreneur from கோயம்புத்தூர் அவங்களோட ஸ்டோரி how did she start Vilvah, a brand that's well known for its authenticity and clean production of cosmetics and skincare products. So, Kruthika Kumaran, she's from a very normal background. அவங்களுக்கு 21 வயசுல கல்யாணம் ஆச்சு. After that, she was a homemaker for 10 long years. And Vilvah was born when she was 31 years old. And the story goes back behind 2016 when her mother passed away. But she left this thought before going. So her mother faced a few skincare issues, and that is when she instilled this thought upon Kruthika. Why not make homemade organic products out of milk that will suit our skin? Abdina. And later, avangaloda kolanda or 6 vayasu kolandikume dry skin condition irundhathu. So that is when she experimented with goat milk, and she is from a agricultural background. They had the source material as well. So she started it very small with an investment of 8,000 as I read online. அதில் இருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி பக்கத்தில் இருக்கவங்களுக்கு இவங்களுக்குலாம் கொடுக்க ஆரம்பித்தாங்க பிகாஸ் ஷீ கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடியூஸ்ட் அ லாட் ஆஃப் சோப்ஸ் அவுட் ஆஃப் ஒன் பேட்ச்ன்றனால. ஸோ அப்படி வேர்ட் ஆஃப் மவுத்தில் ஷீ ஒன்ஸ் போஸ்டட் அ ஃபேஸ்புக் போஸ்ட் saying we have this products. She did not even name her brand. She had no idea of doing so. அவங்க ரொம்ப யதார்த்தமான ஒரு பர்சன். இது வந்து சும்மா அவுட் ஆஃப் கியூரியாசிட்டியில் she started it. And the name Vilvah, when I read it online, it is a leaf used to worship Lord Shiva. So it again combines with the traditional values that one believes. So it was interesting fact that I read online. The main thing is that her backbone was her husband. Although she was the face of the brand, her husband is the co-founder of Vilvah, and what she says about him is that every 6 months, Vilvah kind of scaled up. ஏன்னா இப்போ Vilvah ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணது 2017 and now it is 2026, almost 8 long years. And every 6 months, they kind of space they needed some space. And that is when her husband thought about the future, about the scaling part and everything. And that is how Vilvah is now almost 45,000 square feet. And started with one and with a core team of 4 or 5. Now Vilvah is having 250 employees in it. And the hiring strategy that she mentions everywhere is that she looks for the trust factor that comes from attitude. So she believes that skills and talent can be built through training or through communication later after the hiring process, but the attitude is what that drives Vilvah, she's believing. Another very important point that I loved about her is that she mentions everywhere that a USP is not a fixed term for any brand. It has to evolve. In 2017 இருந்த மார்க்கெட் வேற, இப்போ இருக்க மார்க்கெட் வேற. அப்போ வந்து ஆர்கானிக் மில்க் பேஸ்ட் அப்படின்றதே வந்து it was not a concept, and Vilvah did not start with that concept as well. Although it was powered through milk products, they did not realize it was their USP until after like 2-3 years அப்புறம் தான் they realized, okay, so our USP is Asia's first milk based skincare brand. And she's also saying your USP has to evolve throughout as your brand is evolving, and that simple factor itself will drive any business and will keep it sustainable and relevant to the current generation, I believe. So what she suggests is to have a website on day one. In this current age, she is believing your brand should not only be accessible through your website or through just your Instagram page, but if you want to see real business, any customer has to see your brand come again and again, pop up again and again. It has to be on Instagram. If your customer base is on Facebook, it has to be there. If it's through LinkedIn, it has to be there. Through your website, it has to be there. Through all the selling platforms, if you are present, then that kind of drives and it bees a very major revenue source for you. That she is terming as omni-channel presence. So that is one point that I really loved about it. So before starting Vilvah, as I mentioned, she was not into a business or any job before. But how can a person who started in their own kitchen or the production house was literally her house can be a trusted person? Abdina, she went through a diploma course initially and later she's also a chemistry enthu. She kind of loved chemistry a lot and scored a centum in her class 12. So that alone was a driving factor in the initial stages. Later, after scaling, she kind of got all these authorization and she believes that process before people because she wants and she sees Vilvah to be a future driven brand which should sustain even when Kruthika Kumaran is not there. So that is when process comes into play. And she also beautifully states that if any place is causing a problem, an issue, it has to be traceable back to where it kind of came from. Let us say a customer is kind of facing a problem during the delivery or with the product itself, then the product sourcing, right from the sourcing to the production process through the logistics, everything is trackable in their process. And that is a very good takeaway, especially if you're having bigger visions for your brand. And next, we'll talk about Vilvah's marketing strategy and branding. So Vilvah, through its initial stages itself, they are believing in sustainability. They even had aluminium foils instead of plastics during the initial stage. And now I'm also a Vilvah product user, and that is solely because of their content. She's also believing content marketing before anything else because Vilvah has sustained its customer acquisition budget for a year. So ஒரு இயருக்கு அது கூடவே இல்லை. That is because they had a proper content marketing. If you go and see about Vilvah's Instagram page or something, they'll have beautiful content scripted that feels a lot relatable. நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு ad கூட பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. என்னன்னா Vilvahல ஒர்க் பண்ணுற ஒரு லேடியை வச்சு they will experiment with her skin using the Vilvah's milk drop serum. So that was a beautiful attempt, right? Likewise, they have a lot of beautiful content that is beautifully curated, and she believes in customer segments. What she says is Vilvah is a mass premium customer focused brand. So people who can spend a few bucks if they are into a particular ingredient or if they know what stuff they are looking into. That is called mass premium, after which there is a premium one and then luxury. In your skincare எடுத்துக்கிட்டாலே you will know the difference. I don't want to mention the brands, but then again you will know what mass production and then mass premium na சில brands உங்களுக்கு ஞாபகம் வரும், premium na சில brands வரும், luxury na சில brands வரும். அதெல்லாம் skincare girlies will know it a lot. The second thing she is saying is new customers எவ்வளோ முக்கியமோ அதே மாதிரி retaining your old customers or loyal customers is really important. And the very factor that she is saying is driving it is the trust factor that they are building, the reputation that they have and the quality that they preserve. Because நீங்க 3 monthsக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு Vilvah ப்ராடக்ட் வாங்கிட்டு அதே ப்ராடக்ட் நீங்க ஒரு 6 months கழிச்சு வாங்கினாலும் the same packaging, the same quality is given again and again என்றப்போ ஒரு trust factor வருது. But apart from this, when I did a few research online, they have integrated Nectar.io. It is a platform which is used to drive retention of customers. So how they do that na, அவங்க வெப்சைட்ல இருக்க loyalty points, அப்புறம் வந்து சில கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ரிவார்ட்ஸ், அந்த மாதிரி சில கேமிஃபைடான வெர்ஷன்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய கொடுக்குறாங்க Nectar.io மூலமா. So that is kind of driving and they have also seen a lot of good customer retention through Nectar.io integration. So I'll give you a few data. So yeah, what does the data have to say? Average order value அது வந்து 25% ஹையர் ஆயிருக்கு. அண்ட் ஆன்லைனில் ஆஃப்லைனில் 93% ஹையர் ஆயிருக்கு. அதே மாதிரி லாயல்ட்டி ட்ரிவன் ஆர்டர்ஸ் 80% ஆஃப் டோட்டல் ஆர்டர்ஸாக இருந்திருக்கு. ரிடம்ஷன் ரேட் எவ்வளோ இருந்திருக்குன்னா 24.6% இருந்திருக்கு த்ரூ Nectar.io integration. Other thing that she mentioned is that customers kind of buy during weekends a lot. ஸோ சீசனல் பை பற்றி நமக்கு தெரியும். பட் வென் இட் இஸ் ஃப்ரைடே சாட்டர்டே ஆர் சண்டே, ஃப்ரைடே சாட்டர்டே ஆன்லைன் சேல்ஸ் இஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் குட். லைக் யூ கேன் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் அ ஃபியூ சேல்ஸ் ஆர் ஸ்பைக் weeks on those days, and offline sales Sunday வந்து நிறைய இருக்கு because they also have a retail store offline. What does she have to say about influencer marketing? So she is believing that என்னதான் நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட்டை நம்மளே நல்லா இருக்கு ஆட்லாம் பூஸ்ட் பண்ணி சொன்னாலும் when there is someone who's genuine out there who's trying the product and giving you an honest review, that is kind of more trustable. So what are the factors to look into அப்படின்னா not only the views or followers but genuine ஒரு ஆடியன்ஸோட அந்த இன்ஃப்ளூயன்சருக்கு என்ன கனெக்ட் இருக்கு அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே they'll see and then only they'll collaborate ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. And they also co-produce a lot of products with influencers ன்னு சொல்றாங்க. What does she mean na? When they're launching a few products, they'll give this test material and they'll also get their feedback constantly and work on themselves, and that is when they'll get honest opinion, and after a few trial and error with the packaging, with the quality of production and everything, they kind of launch the product. So these are the few things that I learned. First வந்து start small but start with clarity. அதுதான் என்னோட first lesson and takeaway from Kruthika Kumaran. She started very small, bootstrapped her way, and now she has built a very good and huge space for herself in the market. And the second thing is content is not marketing, it's education. So எல்லாருமே உன்னோட கஸ்டமர்ஸ்ன்னு நினச்சா அது முடியாது. She has her customer segment in mind, and அது ஒரு பேன் இண்டியாவோ இல்லை வந்து இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் பிராண்டாவோ ஆகணும் அப்படின்ற ஒப்பீனியன் ஆல்சோ ஷீ இஸ் நாட் ஹேவிங். லெட் அஸ் கோ ஸ்லோலி அண்ட் கிராஜுவலி, அண்ட் தட் இஸ் அ மோட்டோ, அண்ட் ஐ ரியலி லைக்ட் இட் பிகாஸ் ஷீ இஸ் மென்ஷனிங் திஸ் இஸ் அ சவுத் இண்டியன் பிராண்ட் predominantly, although we'll get orders throughout India, and that acceptance and that mindset also was really fascinating to me. And then retention is cheaper than acquisition. True, right? As she mentioned, retention வந்து எப்போ வந்து ஒரு கஸ்டமரோட பிடிக்குதோ ப்ராடக்ட் பிடிக்குது அவங்க அகைன் அண்ட் அகைன் வந்து வாங்க வைக்கிறது ரொம்ப ஈஸி. ஏன்னா நானே என்னோட ஒரு வில்வா ப்ராடக்ட் வாங்கிட்டு ஐம் கோயிங் பேக் அகைன் when there is an offer, I'm looking for it, I'm going and checking. Typically ads pop up also, and it's kind of easier for me to go back and do it again and again rather searching a new brand and trying it myself. So acquisition விட retention நல்லா பண்ணாலுமே it is good, but your marketing should have both of it. Retention இருக்கணும், acquisition இருக்கணும். Next thing is omni-channel present. That I really loved it because நம்ம வெறும் Instagram grow பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு ஓடிட்டு இருப்போம். But it is good for you to have a WhatsApp community if it is possible. If your customers are only on LinkedIn, then have a strong LinkedIn presence, but don't leave it at there. If there are Facebook audience, do have a content for them, and Instagram. எல்லாத்துலயுமே there should be a pop-up. There should be something or the other way that customers can reach you. It shouldn't be the other way around. Next வந்து entrepreneurship is personal, not just professional, because Kruthika Kumaranoட leadership நான் observe பண்ண வர it was very soft spoken, genuine, and it was not authoritative at all. That is her style, and she is believing in it, and it is a driving factor. Hiring me, what is she saying na? She will hire through attitude. ஏன்னா ஹையரிங்க்கு முன்னாடி செவரல் ரவுண்ட்ஸ் இருந்தாலுமே ஆஃப்டர் ஹையரிங் இட் ஷுடன்ட் பி வெரி டவுட்ஃபுல், மைக்ரோ மேனேஜிங் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு. பிகாஸ் நம்ம கொண்டு வர பீப்புளை நம்ம ப்ராசஸ்குள்ளே வைக்கணும்னா தோஸ் பீப்புள் ஷுட் பி ட்ரஸ்டபிள், க்யூரியஸ், அண்ட் தே ஷுட் ஆல்சோ பி இன் அ டிரைவிங் ஸ்டேட், கைண்ட் ஆஃப் இன் அ லேர்னிங் ஸ்டேட்டாக இருக்கணும். So that is what she is believing in. So these are the 5 learnings I got from her, and with that we'll wrap this episode around. This is your YouTuber and a podcast host recently, Logadharni, signing off. Take care.